So I'm Leslie Cochrane. I am faculty in linguistics and English, and I'm also a STLI Fellow for 2021 to 2022. And I'm looking at the new Blackboard Ally feature in a pretend Blackboard course that has some of the features of the usual course. So for instance, if we go over here to the assignment page, you can see that we've got sample assignments on it. And you can also see that this new feature, Ally, is marking some of the documents for how easy to access they are. So over here on the left, there is a little dial that shows up right now in yellow, and it's telling us that it is medium easy to access, but you can click it to improve. So the dial is going to actually tell me how it's possible to work with it. So it tells you exactly what it is that it's giving you this mark for. So you've got here the actual document that's linked, and so you can see what it is. And the Ally feature has highlighted different parts of it to let you know where in this document, for instance, there are images that are without a description. But over here on the right, it will also tell, it's also telling me things like what this means. So if it gives me a comment, then it's going to explain what it is that means, what an image description is. It's also going to tell me how I can add them. So whenever it tells you that there's something that you could do to make this document easier for students, it also tells you how to do it. So you can go here and, for instance, if I'm using Word for Office 365, which is probably what I'd be using for this kind of document, then I can go to that link or download the original document and start working with it right here in the description. So if you go to, let's go over to the syllabus here. The syllabus has a different color. So again, it's giving you this little dial. So here we have a red dial. And once again, it's going to tell me what's happening in this document and what I might want to change about it to make it easier for students to read. So the first thing it tells me is that this PDF is untagged. And the first time I saw this, I was kind of like, okay, tagging a PDF, what's that about? So it will tell me what this means and how to find tagged PDFs and how that makes it easier to navigate, including adapting to screen size. So I know for a lot of my students, they will access things on their phone, and so this makes it easier for students to do more scrolling and moving around when they're trying to actually read this syllabus. So if I want to improve the tagging to make it easier for students to actually read the syllabus and make use of it, then I can go to how to tag a PDF. And it's going to tell me, and it's actually going to walk me through things like, do I have the original file for my syllabus? The answer would be yes, but sometimes I've got PDFs in my class that maybe I have from someplace else. And so again, it'll walk me through what I need to do, including if I can upload the original document. That's the dials, and if I'm looking at this in the Instructor View, which is what I'm on now, so my edit mode is on and I'm logged on as the instructor of this course, then I can go through and I can see, all right, this file has a dial, these are assignment files to turn in, and so there's no dial rating them, but I can go through the course and just find these different marks, and if I want to look into how to improve it for student access, then I can do so. But let's say that instead I'm trying to maybe share my screen with students because I want to show the syllabus to them, maybe in the first day of class, and I'm logged onto my computer and I'm projecting my screen. I don't necessarily want them to see everything that's going on in my instructor view. And in fact, students themselves won't see all of this. Just like with our assignments that we can make visible or invisible to student users, students aren't going to be seeing a lot of this behind the scenes stuff. But if I'm projecting my own logged in instructor view of Blackboard, then I might want to change it to the student view so that I'm seeing and projecting to students exactly what students themselves would be seeing. And if you haven't used this feature before, it's right here with this little set of arrows with a green dot. You can enter student preview. So this is great if you just want to get a sense of what students can see in your course. I use it a lot just to do that, but especially with the Ally feature, when you're projecting your screen, you might not want students to see all of the stuff that Ally is marking in your course. They don't need that. So if you go into the student preview, it will show you what students can see, and it will also allow you, if you're sharing your screen in any way with students, to project without them seeing all of the behind the scenes stuff. So if I go to the syllabus now, that before had that red mark, when I was in instructor view and I was editing things and trying to make it easier for students to navigate, now it doesn't show that at all. So students wouldn't see that on their own login, but also if I set my login into student preview, then they won't see it when I share my screen and I want to talk about the syllabus in class with them. What they will see, that I can also see in my instructor view, is this other mark on the other side, which is for alternative formats for this file. So students see this, and you can also see it as the instructor. It's another feature of Ally that I can click here on alternative formats, and this document had been uploaded as a PDF, but Ally will actually convert it into different kinds of files for students. So for instance, if they're on their phone trying to look at this, it might convert it into HTML so that it's easier for them to read on their phone. Anything that makes students read the syllabus is a good thing as far as I'm concerned. I want them to be able to access it from anywhere. But it will also do things like they can have it changed into an audio version, or things that make it easier for machine reading of the document. And so if you want to put it into a different program or a different reader as a student, then this allows you to do it, and Ally takes care of that. So as an instructor, you don't have to convert it into these different formats. Ally is going to convert it for students when they request it, with no input needed from instructors. So on the student view, there's alternative formats that they can do, and on the instructor view, I'm going to exit my student preview and go back to looking at my instructor view of my course. On the instructor view, there are these suggestions along with step-by-step instructions for how to make the document, the file, the video easier to access on Blackboard for students. And that's what Ally does in terms of documents for instructors on Blackboard and also for student view on Blackboard.